All right, hello and welcome back, everyone. This is Sip and Spill, your go to space for real talk, real life, and a whole lot of love. I'm your host, T, and with me is my co host,
Stephanie.
And we're here to unpack life's highs, lows, and the in between sips. So pour up something warm, get comfy, and let's get into it, y'all.
Let's go.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Backstory Brew. Previously T had gave you her story on everything that led up to the rape, the examination, and eventually the arrest. But I'm going to give you my point of view of everything that happened leading up to his arrest. So that night I think it was the night of Mother's Day, T had
The morning of Mother's Day.
The morning of Mother's Day, T had voice noted me. I don't know what woke me up, or maybe I was already up watching TV or whatever. And she had voice noted me telling me that our ex had raped her. And I was like, surely he is not up to this again. And you'll find out why I say again in a whole nother segment. But I was like, I know he didn't, and especially try T. Of all people, try T. So I know that I was sitting there when I responded back. It took her a minute to respond back to me because later found out that she was telling me her head was hurting and stuff like that. So later found out that she was just going through a traumatic experience where she was blacking out.
Yeah.
And so it would take her a moment. Like we literally would voice note me. She would literally voice note me back and forth. It would be like 30, 45 minutes in between texts. It's because she was going back to sleep. And I told her, I said, hey, you need to really call the police on this man because yeah, he can't get away with this time, and she had the evidence, the camera and all that kind of stuff. So eventually we went to sleep, and then the next morning she went to get the exam. I guess this is when Jasmine came over. Jasmine came over, and they ended up going to get the examination at the
Rape Crisis Center.
The Rape Crisis Center. So just listening to the whole story, like her telling me everything that happened from him throwing her on the couch, forcing her to spread her legs with his knees, holding her hands above her head. It really took me back to the times of when this happened to me with him. And I was like, these are things that she didn't know that happened, right? So I knew right then that she was telling me the truth, right? Because who else would have known? Like, this is like atypical of him, you know? So just listening to her just really broke my heart. And then I could hear the fear in her voice. And that morning, I really wish I could have been there. I really didn't know what to do in that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I was shocked that it happened, Like, I don't know. I think I was shocked. And when we woke up the next morning, like I said, I don't know, did we talk again or?
I don't think so, because when I woke up, Tiana had called me to say Happy Mother's Day. Then I got off the phone with her and immediately called Jasmine. And then after that, her and the cops came, and then we were at the Rape Crisis Center for 6 hours.
Okay, so yeah, she did text me while she was at the Rape Crisis Center. She was there for a very long time. So we would check in. I would check in with her. But of course, she wasn't on the phone as much, but she would keep me updated of what was going on and how good the people there was to her and making sure she kept calm and because that was a very traumatic situation, and then to have to go through that again, since have strangers have to examine you and look at your your lady parts and stuff like that after you've already been assaulted. So after that, I had to keep quiet about a lot of stuff because him being my son's father, I didn't want to, say anything and let him know that I knew these things that had happened because I didn't want to damage or, like interfere with the investigation. And it was so hard dealing with him on that time up until he got served with papers. So I think it was maybe a week went by.
It took a week for them to serve him with the order of protection papers.
So I think I was on the phone with him, and he was working at his shop, and he saw on his camera that somebody was there to serve him. It was a lady, I believe. And he was like, well, I don't know what this police is doing at my door. And he had asked her through the Ring camera, like, what did you want, this and that and the other. She was like, I'm here to serve you papers on behalf of Miss Tierra Perry. And he was like, what is it for? And whatever. And I said, what do you think it's for? And he was like, well, I said, did something happen? Did you do something to her? And he was like, Well, I did go see her on Mother's Day that morning after I had dropped Aiden after I left the club. And I was like, why would you do that? And he was like, I said, did anything happen? He was like, we did have sex. And I was like, well, when you say y'all had sex, did y'all really have sex? He said, we did have sex. And I said, well, did she say no? And he was like, yes. And I was like, well, what do you think that means? And I'm like, what? And you're not that stupid to not know what no means. Right. He was like, so you think that that's what I said. Yeah, she probably put an order of protection against you. So you can't contact her anymore. And so it went from there. But I'm going to leave the story there because once we got to the arrest, I'm going to tell that in 2 segments from today. But yeah, that was a lot.
Girl.
And yeah, when you hear the story of the arrest, like
that's a lot too.
Yeah, that was a lot too. So that brings us to the end of our backstory brew. We're gonna go into the sip of a day with me. So T, what's been going on, girl?
Well, when I tell you these past 2 weeks, girl, have been the most peaceful weeks. I'm wrapped up and done with sitting in my emotions experiment. And probably for the first time, I stopped trying to be strong and just let myself feel, learn, and let it go. Right? So, I'm just not getting through days anymore. I'm actually living them. You know how you just get through a day just to get through it or whatever? Yes. Yeah. And we get used to that. Like I am really, really living these days and making memories and just noticing simple moments or whatever. But one of the blessings that has bestowed upon me is my person found me.
Period.
That's my baby.
All right. Now.
Oh my God, girl. Every night has been date night. We have just been enjoying each other. Girl, my favorite date night with us, though, is karaoke. When I tell girl, we be in there cutting the rug. Listen. And anybody who rides in the car with me already knows how it is. It's a full-blown performance. It's a concert with me. So to find somebody who is just like that, like we be singing, y'all. And just everything. We just went camping. We were in Atlanta at one of the Air Force bases, and they have campgrounds there or whatever. And so we were there. It was so peaceful and beautiful. And girl, the camper was just the best. And you would never know how comfortable a camper is. You see it and you're like, oh my God, it's so small and compact. Yeah. But girl,
you slept like a baby.
That camper is like our home away from home. Real talk. Like it feels so. I love that little camper, girl. We definitely gonna take more trips than that. But anyway, I am just happy.
Yeah, she look like she glowing. Okay.
And glowing. And then the other day I came home from work to rose petals, candles, a bath drawn. Girl, listen. Okay, baby. Shit. Bars. Mic drop. Other note, another blessing happened last Saturday. I was getting up and getting ready to go for a run or whatever. 4-mile run at that, because I've been doing my 4 miles every other day. And I get this invite on my phone and it says from your sister Bethany. So I open it and it's like your sister misses you immensely and she can't go on another day or do life without you. And when I seen it, you guys, I called her immediately. Now, we haven't been in contact for 2 years. Oh, wow. So I contacted her. I don't even remember at this point what we were not in contact for. We didn't have no cat fight or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? No brawl on the street, no nothing like that. I don't really recall. However, it must not be that big of a deal because when I called her and heard her voice, I just started bawling. Oh my goodness. When I tell y'all it's a sibling love and a sister love, ain't nothing like it. And when I got off the phone, girl, I felt like I can conquer the damn world. Any type of just anything that I was feeling that was opposite of positive was gone. It was eradicated after I talked to her. Like real talk. I felt like I needed that. And I didn't know how much I needed that and needed her at that time.
Right.
Like real talk, because some things was going on that I absolutely needed just to talk to my sister. And it's different talking to your sister or whatever than talking to other people. Like this girl, me and her are so much alike. So much alike. It's like talking to my twin. So that happens or whatever. And that's all. Like, I feel lighter. I feel grateful.
Don't she look lighter and grateful? Little red sunshine.
Yeah, and I'm just learning to live every day and enjoying these moments and just being happy.
As you should.
Yeah. So what's been going on with you, my love?
Well, I finally booked my flight to Jamaica. Yes! So we got 24 days before we go. Yes! And I can't wait.
I can't wait for you.
I'm so excited. I hope I really need this getaway.
You do.
Like, I have been carrying so much. I'm not going to cry.
It's okay if you do, though. I do it all the time. I ain't going to be crying no more. My baby beating came. What you crying for?
Well, right.
Yeah, nothing, baby. We good.
So I've been carrying so much and trying to do so much. And, you're just only one person.
Yeah.
You can only do so much. And I just need a solo. Well, it's going to be a vacation. But I'm not taking no kids or additional family.
Y'all heard that, right? Vacation.
Yeah, I plan on posting pictures when we get back.
I know you better, girl. But you need this. Everybody needs a solo trip without, and nothing's wrong with having your kids, but nothing's wrong with not having them too.
Right.
I'm so excited for you, girl.
Too,
you gonna come back with that young bronze tan.
Like how Stella got her groove back.
Period. Oh God, girl. I can't wait though. I'm so happy for you. I cannot wait to see pictures.
Yeah, so that's about it for me.
All right.
So up next is we're going to transition into our main pour segment with T.
Yes. The topic of discussion is self-awareness the most attractive trait? Now, we know there's several different traits, of course, or whatever to have, but is self-awareness even in anybody's mental? Are you thinking about self-awareness being something that you're attracted to?
Right.
So we've all heard people say they want someone who's attractive, successful, funny, or ambitious. But some of the most attractive qualities aren't appearance at all. Right. Don't got nothing to do with appearance.
Right.
So what if it's self-awareness, y'all? There is something powerful about a person who can hear feedback, take time to reflect, and then come back saying, you know what? You had a point, right? And they don't let their pride keep them stuck. Not at all, or whatever. And that's beautiful. Even if they're defensive at first, because we all get defensive, right? We all get defensive, but they're willing to learn, grow, and evolve. Yes, masterpiece. So tonight we're talking about whether self-awareness is the ultimate green flag. Why some people embrace accountability while others avoid it, and whether real growth can strengthen relationships rather than being right. So let's sip and let's spill, y'all. Let's get into it.
So T, is self-awareness the most attractive trait a person can have? Why not?
I think it's one of the most attractive traits. Looks may attract. I think it's one of the most attractive traits. You know what I'm saying? Like looks may attract me, but knowing you take accountability and being willing to grow, that's what keeps my respect. And I think it's sexy. AF.
Better than a six-pack.
What do you think?
So I think it's definitely attractive, but I don't think it's the only thing, right?
Absolutely not.
So for me, self-awareness makes a person easier to deal with.
Yeah.
If you know that about yourself, your triggers, your strengths, your weaknesses, and you're not constantly making everybody else responsible for how you feel. Yeah, that's perfect.
Period. So what's the difference between being self-aware and simply being self-critical?
So I think self-awareness lets you look at yourself without beating yourself up. I can recognize I did something wrong. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person because I did it. There's a difference between saying I need to do better and saying I'm a terrible person.
That part.
What about
Exactly. Basically the same thing. Self-awareness says, I need to work on this, right? I need to work on this. And being self-critical says something is wrong with me. One helps you grow. One helps you grow and the other tears you down.
Yeah.
So
and we are all about building ourselves
growth.
Right.
Okay.
So why do some people become defensive when they receive feedback?
Oh gosh, y'all. Because feedback forces you to see something about yourself you're not ready to accept. Real talk. Like some people would rather defend themselves than reflect on what you said or what you've seen or what you noticed. That's just that.
And basically the same thing I want to say is that sometimes it's hard to hear criticism about yourself, especially if you're not used to it.
Ooh.
And you also got to remember delivery matters.
Yes.
Sometimes people can feel ashamed that someone else sees their flaws.
And they don't.
And insecurities play a big part in that as well.
Absolutely does. Absolutely.
So someone seeing your insecurities can be embarrassing sometimes to the person.
Yeah. Have you ever had someone come back and later and admit, you were right? And how did that change your view of them?
I can only respect them more because they actually took accountability, and they took the time to reflect and admit that it was wrong. So I can see that as a big gesture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Same here. I had someone that I dated a long time ago recently contact me or whatever and say, you know what? A, B, C, and D, that you said to me when I moved on, I still had those same issues with the next person. And she told me the same thing you did. And I'm like, dang, T was right. You know what I'm saying? And so he said, he ended what he had and worked on himself. And he appreciates me for noticing that. Because, if she would have just told him, he probably wouldn't have taken heed to it. But two people telling you and back to back, you know what I'm saying? So, and he said he thanked me. And I was like, yo, no problem. I never did it to tear you down or criticize you. I was stating patterns that I had noticed that you kept doing. So I had to bring it up and let you know. And he did thank me. He was like, thank you for not criticizing me. The way you brought it. He said, but he still didn't believe it, regardless if I criticized him or not. But, that did happen. That's very factual. And, I appreciated it. Now, me going back, no, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at.
Period. Yeah.
Okay. Let me stop. So is apologizing enough, or should change always follow an apology?
Well, apologizing will never be enough. You need to see a pattern of change right after the apology. And it's not an instantaneous thing. You got to see the change as an ongoing thing.
Gradually.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I agree. No, an apology acknowledges the behavior, but change is when you show me you actually mean it. And I always say, I can't do nothing with your words, baby. You can apologize all day. I need to see them actions.
I was just telling Bay last night, like, somebody can keep
not you calling bro in law, Bay. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
Definitely get in there.
I'm so happy. Okay.
I was just telling Bay last night, like, somebody can constantly apologize for something. And it could be the same thing over and over again. And eventually the apology falls on deaf ears because there hasn't been a pattern of change.
Right. And you keep apologizing.
Yeah. So I'm not believing your words anymore because your actions not matching.
Yes. Like, what are we doing here?
Right.
Same thing's going to happen next week. Like, real talk.
Literally be on schedule.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
oh my goodness.
Can someone truly change if they never self-reflect?
Oh, I'm going to be honest, y'all. I don't think so. You can change temporarily because of consequences. And that's usually what people do. They will change because of the consequences. But real change starts when you understand yourself, when you are self-aware enough to understand what you're doing and what it's causing. That's how I feel.
Absolutely. So for me, nope, I don't think so. Because what would they know? What would they be changing if they're not aware of what they're, if they don't take the time to self-reflect?
That part.
They wouldn't know what to change about themselves.
Nope.
So.
Well, what do you think is harder? Real talk. Admitting you're wrong or changing your behavior afterwards?
I think both, because they both require the work.
Yep.
And they both require a level of accountability and humility.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you got to let your pride and that ego go. And a lot of people don't want to or whatever.
Some people survive off of pride.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Changing, saying I was wrong takes a moment. Changing your behavior, that actually requires consistency because you have to continuously show, you know what I'm saying, and stay on it or whatever. So
it becomes a full-time job when you want to change yourself. And
that's
something I had to teach my little sister. Like I constantly say, it's a job when you have so many things that you want to change about yourself. It is a daily task.
It is.
You have to really like evaluate everything you do, how you thinking, how you feeling, until you're able to get that under control. And be like, hey, I feel this way. This is wrong. No, I'm doing this. This ain't right. No, we're not doing this today.
Yep.
And it becomes second nature eventually.
It does. It does.
So, do you think pride ruins more relationships than incompatibility?
Ooh, absolutely. I think pride and ego can definitely make more people focused on being right than actually fixing the relationship. That's pretty sad. What?
I think sometimes pride makes people think they're incompatible when neither one of them wants to bend. And you can love somebody and still have two people sitting there waiting on the other person to make the first move, and that's not healthy.
It's not. It's not. Oh God, it's
this
not.
Needs to be a mutual thing. Okay, we got to let the pride go.
So how can you tell the difference between someone who's genuinely growing versus someone who is just saying it because that's what you want to hear?
Actions and behavior.
That part.
Okay, let me say it again. Actions and behaviors. What about you?
Consistency as well. I pay attention to patterns, not promises. Period. And eventually behavior tells you everything. That
Absolutely. Part. She spoke it. I heard her. She ain't got to say it again. Have you ever had to humble yourself after realizing someone else's perspective was right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes. Being self-aware means recognizing when you're wrong too, right? Not just recognizing things about yourself, but that is about you recognizing things about yourself that you were wrong. So it's just not about seeing everyone else clearly. It's willing to be able to see yourself clearly as well, being in tune with yourself as well.
Yep.
What's your thoughts, babe?
I agree, girl. Sometimes the hardest part isn't admitting that they were right. It's actually realizing that I was looking at the situation completely wrong. And through my own experiences. Yep. And your own experiences are not always right. Like they might be your experiences, but what about the other person and their viewpoint too? Because I've learned that just because something makes sense to me doesn't always mean that's the way everyone needs to see it.
And that's the truth. That's the truth. Yeah. Well, now we're about to transition into our last sip with Steph.
So before we wrap this up, it is time for our last sip. This is where we ask each other a surprise question, and no one knows what is coming. So here we go. Instead of asking a question, we asked ChatGPT a question.
Oh, God.
So we saw this trend on Facebook, and it was basically saying, girl, if I...
Ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, ask ChatGPT. Girl, if I was trying to warn a man before they date me, what would you say? So T, you go first. What did yours say?
It says, if I were warning a man about dating Tiara, my whole government out here, I'd say she's self-aware, observant, and she notices patterns. You can't easily gaslight her or convince her not to trust what she sees and feels. She values consistency, honesty, communication, peace, and genuine effort. Potential won't impress her. Absolutely not, but actions will. Ooh, ChatGPT. She loves deeply, and I do. But she won't lose herself trying to keep a relationship. She'll communicate, give chances, and she'll try to understand, but her chances are not unlimited. Don't use silence, jealousy, your home, or affection, or withdraw as control. She'll eventually recognize the pattern and choose her peace. And don't take her softness for weakness. She can love you deeply and still walk when the relationship stops feeling healthy. Okay, ChatGPT, not you knowing Tiara. Okay, what about you?
So mine says, sir, just know I'm independent, strong-minded, and I will notice inconsistency fast. I don't need you to survive, but I absolutely want a man who is intentional. consistent, affectionate, and knows how to make me feel secure. I love hard, but I'm not accepting breadcrumbs. I'll give you chances, but once I'm done, I'm done. So, if you're insecure, emotionally unavailable, controlling, and inconsistent, please leave me where you found me. But if you're mature, intentional, protective, communicative, and can handle a woman who knows her worth, come aboard. Well, no, welcome aboard. So that brings us to the end of our last sip. Up next is T's favorite, the sip of wisdom with T.
And now it's time for one of my favorite segments. As you all know, it's the What Did You Learn segment because I love learning. So it's whether it's small, big, something that shaped you this week or in life in general. What did you learn? So Miss Stephanie, we're going to start with you.
Take it away.
Take it away, girl.
So I wrote down a very thoughtful sip of wisdom this time, and I'm going to read from my notes because I don't want to miss anything.
All right, you do that.
So today's sip of wisdom is about things that that can quietly destroy us, even if we never dealt with them. When it comes to stress, trauma, or emotional exhaustion. Sometimes you can look completely fine on the outside while everything inside of you feels chaotic. You're taking care of your kids, you're going to work, taking care of everybody else, answering the phone, showing up and smiling all day long, and then one day, boom, small happens and you completely break down. And you're wondering, why am I reacting like this? Sometimes it's not one situation, but it's everything that you've been carrying that you've never dealt with. Stress, trauma don't always announce themselves. Sometimes they show up as irritability, exhaustion, shutting down, overeating, not sleeping, headaches, feeling overwhelmed, losing interest in things that you normally enjoy, or just feeling like you're consistently running on empty. But we have to stop normalizing that. How do we start taking back our own lives? Well, I came up with a couple of suggestions. So stop pretending that you're okay when you're not. You don't have to be falling apart for your feelings to matter. You matter at all times.
And do.
Make time for yourself, not just for everyone else. Even 20 to 30 minutes of uninterrupted time can make a difference. Whether that's walking in the grass, reading a book, take a walk, sit in silence, listen to some music, journal, pray, or simply do absolutely nothing. So learn to recognize your triggers. Ask yourself, what happened right before I started feeling overwhelmed? Is it something that's happening right now, or is it something older that I'm being triggered by? Take care of your body too. That's something I'm having to learn. Stress doesn't just give you live in your mind. Get some sleep, drink your water, move your body, get outside, and don't ignore the physical symptoms that keep showing up. Number 5, stop trying to be everything to everybody.
That's most important.
Your kids need you, but they don't need a mother who is completely depleted, trying to do everything perfectly. Sometimes taking care of your children means showing up as a mom, taking care of themselves too. Your kids need to be able to know that you're able to take care of yourself too. Because when they become adults and have kids too, they need to know that's okay.
Absolutely.
Number 6, get help when you need it. Okay? A lot of people frown on therapy, but therapy is awesome.
Game changer.
Yes. Get in support groups, go to your doctor, trust your friends, whatever is healthy for you. And most importantly, allow yourself to slow down. You don't have to fix everything in one day.
Did they build Rome in one day?
They did not. And God did not build a world in one day. It took him 7. You don't have, and sometimes getting your life back starts with something as simple as saying, I can't keep carrying this the way I have been carrying it. So today's sip is stop drinking your stress and start dealing with it, because ignoring what hurts doesn't make it disappear. Sometimes it just makes you eventually crash a little harder.
She said enough for the both of us. I don't have anything. Ain't nothing I can do with that. Yes, girl. I love all of that. We need to hear things like that. We really do. We really do. And next we're going to take it away, because now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. Take it away, girl.
So welcome to the final sip. Unfortunately, this brings us to the end of today's sip. Thank you for joining us with Sip and Spill. Please comment, like, subscribe, follow, and share. We hope this conversation gave you something to reflect on. Keep sipping, keep spilling, and we'll see you next time right here on Sip and Spill with
T
and Steph.
Bye.